ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Schaefer Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Park National Bank, Southeastern Med, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge, and Fresh Start Flooring.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to high school basketball tonight on ABC Sports, maybe on your Facebook page or maybe YRP TV, streaming high school girls basketball from Gene Ford Court. The Cambridge Lady Bobcats hosting the Lady Zeps, Bill Fury, and the almighty one to my left, Mark Withrow. And we are glad you could join us tonight as the Bobcats hosting the Zeps for round two. These two teams met early in the year, Mark, and it was a pretty close ball game then.
Well, like you say, it was early in the year. It was this has been a weird year, and they played really early, December the 7th, I believe. Shenandoah came out on top 30-26, and that was, of course, down in Noble County. And you can throw the book out. There's been people, sick. There's been people that have been injured. There's people that have quit. It's just one of those. It's one of the oddest seasons I know that I've ever been through. I'm sure you could say the same. But will it be interesting to see what happens here on Cambridge's home court?
Yeah, does home court matter? Is there a home court advantage? And if there is it 4 points? Because that's what the Lady Zeps were able to win by earlier this season. And it's just, as you said, kind of a coin flip. Who's healthy tonight, who's coming off of a quarantine, who may be going on one, and, how much practice have you been able to get in? And, we've had some area teams that have been affected a little bit by COVID, and we've had some others that have just had their entire season disrupted. And I know, for example, at Cambridge, the Cambridge boys team is on their third round of delays and quarantines, if you want to call it that. They've had kids test positive. They come in contact with others. They've been exposed. And how hard is that? Trying to think of that as a player is one thing. You're not in shape, because how do you stay in shape? When you can't practice and play.
And that's not even counting the normality of a season where you have illness and you have injury and you have delays and cancellations and things. So it's just been.
Yeah, we're not talking about the weather, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the weather's actually kind of agreed with us here, but it's just interesting. We just got through with the JV game. They were only able to play. A couple of quarters, and still one of the teams ended up with only 4 players on the floor at the end. Yeah,
22-11, the Zeps able to hang on for that win, but just like you said, a 2-quarter game. And you do what you can with what you have and give everybody an opportunity to at least play a little. And that means, the same thing's going to be true of the varsity game. Both teams are probably going to be affected. Depth-wise, especially by, who they can dress tonight and who's available to play.
Yeah, that's for sure. We look at warm-ups, and instead of having the big, layup lines, you have 5 or 6 girls from each team, and the reserves that just played are sitting around watering up, getting ready. They'll be the subs during varsity action. So, and of course, no fans. Limited fans. And it's just, you just don't have the enthusiasm and the excitement you normally have. But we're going to try to bring it to folks and give it our twist.
Well, there's just enough fans that you can hear exactly who says what. So if you're one of those fans that likes to yell at the officials,
they'll hear it.
They're going to hear it, and they're going to know exactly who said it. There'll be no hiding in the stands tonight. Or any game this season, obviously.
And we'll trust Adam will keep control of our field mic so that we don't have something that will embarrass all of us.
Well, let's hope that they don't reach over our microphones. But depending on who it is and where they're at,
Isn't that the truth?
anything is possible. So we're kind of looking forward to this one. Both teams come in with just about equal records. The Lady Cats at 6-8, and the Zeps at 6-9. And and it's just been one of those seasons when it's been hard for anybody to gain any momentum. I know even in broadcasting, we typically go. You get a couple of games a week, maybe a Tuesday or a Friday or a Tuesday, Saturday or something like this. And for you, you're the luck of the draw. You got 2 nights in a row. So just camped out in Guernsey County for a couple of games here this week. But for me, this is the first game I think I've done in about 12 days.
Yeah, it's wild for everybody, including our broadcast teams. I will say one thing. It looks like Cambridge is going to have a little bit of a pep band, which that's kind of a new twist. I haven't seen that in a while. But as I look down these rosters here, both these squads, really young squads. I mean, Shenandoah is going to have 2 seniors dressed tonight. Cambridge has, unless I'm mistaken, no seniors. They're basically a junior, sophomore-laden squad.
Yes.
And, these guys, the future is bright for these 2 squads, at least as of right now. And hopefully when this all clears up and they get in a regular training thing, they're going to be much improved.
Well, but let's take a look at those lineups real quick here. Let's start with the Zeps. They'll be in the road green uniforms tonight. Emmy House, 5'8", freshman in the starting lineup, along with Mackenzie Lynch, 5'5", senior. Ashley Wheeler, a 5'5", senior, joined by Charlie Wickham, 5'8", sophomore, and 5'10", freshman Briley May. For the Lady Cats, an adjustment to their lineup tonight. And they'll have a couple of different ladies in there as well. Mackenzie Linscott, 5'10", sophomore, starting along with Cameron Gebhardt, 5'8", junior Braxton King, 5'7", sophomore Jenna Murray, a 5'7", junior, and Riley Krepper, the 5'8", sophomore. And they're going to be depleted a little bit, as we said. I've got just unofficially 4 players that aren't here and won't dress tonight, so that depletes their varsity lineup by 4, and at least 1 or 2 of those are players who would either start or come off the bench pretty quickly. So, you bring a couple more up, and it's what do they say in the pros and in college? They say next man up, next woman up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one thing to have a body on the floor. It's another one to have somebody that's going to step in and produce. And in this, I think the game between Cambridge and Shenandoah, these 2 areas compete against each other a lot in youth sports. So these girls have probably played against each other a little bit in grade school and certainly in middle school. And so that's not like you don't know that, okay, I'm going to have to go up against her again. She's a pretty tough rebounder, or she can shoot the 3 or whatever. You got a little bit of a scouting report, more than we do.
That's for sure. They know each other. They've competed against each other. And, it's going to make for a very good game. I mean, both teams are itching to win. And the thing is, though, is like you say, you're not practicing. You're not getting the reps, so you're not getting, your conditioning in. And, there's not many subs either. Shenandoah's going to have the advantage subbing because they've got some pretty capable young people on that JV squad to step in. But like Cambridge's JV, had one young lady got hurt. We sure hope she's okay. But that put them down to 5, and then a young lady at the end looked like she might have got hit pretty hard. And so they're down to 4, so that limits their subs. And they've got only 5 people out here warming up right now, and that could be a problem down, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and does it dictate the style of basketball you decide to play? If you're Shenandoah and you look at a short bench, do you try to keep it up-tempo, put a little bit more pressure on, wear them down a little bit? And consequently, on the other side, if you're Cambridge, do you try to slow the pace of the game and maybe work the ball a little bit more in your half court and maybe not get it up and down as much as you might normally want to? But, those are the kinds of things that beyond just the normal X's and O's of trying to get the ball in the hoop.
It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of things the coaches are juggling, that's for sure. And I think we're going to get close. We're getting close to tip-off time here.
It is. We didn't have a long pregame, but pep band's in-house. They're going to probably provide us with the national anthem. And
well, that kind of livens things up a little bit, too, because in most of these games you have a limited crowd. They're spread out. Like you say, you'll hear their comments, but as far as enthusiasm, the home court advantage is really only that they practice here and they shoot here, but you're not going to get that, what do they call it, the 12th man, or I guess in basketball, the sixth man.
Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. But what did they do in Hoosiers? You go to the big arena and you measure the hoop to say it's still 10 feet.
It's still 10 feet.
It is still 10 feet. So just about ready to get underway. We'll have the national anthem coming up and the start of the game shortly after that.
Tonight's game is brought to you by West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Schaefer Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Park National Bank, Southeastern Med, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge, and Fresh Start Flooring.
That was a great rendition by the Bobcat Marching Band or Pep
Band. Yeah, they're not marching anywhere tonight.
No, but they certainly
got them,
sounded good.
Socially distanced up in the corner.
They got plenty of room for it.
They do.
But they sounded good, very well prepared. They're introducing the starting lineups first with the Zips. Then the Bobcats. Everybody's wiping down after the national anthem. I look around, everybody's wiping down with sanitizer.
So I got one change to the lineup here that I have. Actually, Maya Leach, number 5, was listed as one of the starters there. 5'8" freshman, along with Emmy House, instead of Emmy House, and then Mackenzie Lynch, Ashley Wheeler, Charlie Wickham, and Riley May. So that'll be your starters for the Zeps. Maybe I read it wrong.
Number 4, Cameron Gebhardt. Number 5,
Bobcats. Starters tonight, we had mentioned earlier, Mackenzie Linscott, Cameron Gebhardt, Braxton King,
and number 20, Riley.
Jenna Murray, and Riley Krupper. So about ready to get underway. This game is not on the radio, so if you got your radio and you're searching, quit searching. You're going to have to watch us, and I suppose you don't have to listen to it.
It's the best you can do.
This is the best. Not getting any better than this.
That's right. You can turn the volume down, you can still see the game.
Yeah, you can. Six and 8 Cats, 6 and 9 Zeps, and the Zeps winners of the first matchup this year by 4 points. And we're ready to get underway here as Coach Linscott has his team all set. Ball's up, tap back, and the Cats. Cameron Gebhardt with the first touch of the night. And it looks like a little maybe extended zone? Or
That's man-to-man. I think it's man-to-man.
Yeah, it is. They float around, certainly defending the paint.
Well, 2 passes
Lot of
away,
help.
and they're definitely slacking off. That's for sure.
You know, we talked a little in the pregame. Well, you know, what do you do here when you know your bench is a little bit thinner on the night? And it does look like here Cambridge being very deliberate. Gebhardt down the lane, lost the handle a little bit. And that'll be a turnover. And then turnabout is fair play as the Zeps give it right back.
Yeah, they were trying to get out the gate quickly, and in doing so threw the ball away. So there's each team with a turnover to start things off.
Still no score, first minute here. As the Cats continue to kind of work to the perimeter. Gebhardt back out to the top of the key. Murray. And now King. And King will spot for the 3, top of the key. No good. Rebound. Comes down to Wickham.
Had a good look at the shot,
Yeah,
but
they
just
did.
didn't hit it.
Not what they wanted. And now the Cats settle back. That looks zone.
Yeah. Looks like a 2-3.
Yeah.
They've got Lynn Scott in the middle there. She's much taller than most of the girls out there.
Wheeler to Lynch. She'll penetrate. Try to put up the runner. No good. Pulled down by Gebhardt. And pushed up ahead. Grupoff. Trepper with the miss, and there was Zepp bring it back the other way. Still no score. Couple of minutes in. Down low,
Whoa,
shot
nice
rejected in there by the Cats. Linscott, I think, got a piece of that one and comes back the other way.
Definitely looks like a pace that Shenandoah is going to enjoy. It's kind of a quicker pace as Cambridge pulling it out, running a little offense.
Yeah, Bobcats making them play some defense here. King cut off a little bit, works off the pick, away from it. Baseline runner, no good. Rebound, loose on the floor and right back in her own hands. She lobs it inside to Linscott and knocked out of her hands and turned over to the Zaps.
They really collapsed down on Lynn Scott when that ball went into the low post and got it away from her.
Yeah, they're not going to let her have those easy touches close to the basket. She can hurt you, and they're just with rebounding or catching it and finishing.
Still in that little, looks like a 2-3.
May skips it across the top, long three by Lynch off the mark and then out of bounds. Dead ball rebound back to the Cats. Still no score. 5:12 left here in the opening period.
Both teams have attempted a 3 and come up short. Just can't put the ball in the hole right now.
Slow pace. And again, I think that's something, we talked about. Coach Linscott probably told his guys, his ladies, make them work on defense.
Yeah, expend energy.
And don't settle. Let's take the shots we want. Gebhardt off the dribble. Goes baseline, skips it across.
Yep. She hopped a little bit on her pass.
Yep. So the Cats will give it back.
Right idea, trying to penetrate. Did a good job on baseline, then on the reversal pass.
King.
There's a quick turnover.
Comes up with the steal, takes it to the hoop.
And the bucket.
Puts it up and one. Braxton King. A little trickery there. She kind of hung back into the half court and snuck in there for the steal. And
well, just not aware on the inbounds. They just mechanically took the ball out of bounds and threw it in. Great job defensively.
And King completes the three-point play, and that completes all of our scoring here at 4:42. Cats lead at 3-0. Foul was on Lynch. Left side. Feed to May. Back out on top. Nice pass inside, shot off the mark by Wickham.
Offensive board.
And a second chance opportunity to head to the line as May kept it alive, and it will be a foul on Lynn Scott. So both teams with a foul, and now Bradley May a chance to break the zeros. Misses on her first attempt. Number 2 coming up. 4:24 left here in the opening period. Still 3-zip Bobcats. And
Missed both.
missed them both. Gebhardt with the rebound, and she'll push it across the timeline to King. Back around the horn, left corner. Gebhardt 3, touching. Cameron Gebhardt makes it 6-0, Lady Cats.
Got her feet up under her and had a little space and nailed it.
Wheeler swings it to the corner. Another long 3 put up, offensive rebound, and then a steal into the basket by Gebhardt.
Just a pass that was unnecessary. That's the 3rd turnover for the Zips off of the offensive board.
6-0 Cambridge, 3:40. And counting here in the opening period. Gebhardt, again, baseline move, cut off, back out to King. Trying to spread him out a little bit and get a little movement here. Murray. Back to Gebhardt, lob inside.
Nice
To
looking
Mackenzie
play.
Linscott, and she will finish that one. That was a real nice play as Linscott came up to kind of set a pick and then floated away. The defense got a little miscommunication, so the Cats extend their lead 8-0 and the timeout Zaps.
Nice looking pick and roll that time. I mean, just a nice pick set by Linscott. She rolled perfectly right off of it. I mean, that's just like you coach it up. And that length, she went to the hole. Nobody's going to stop that. Nice looking play.
Yeah, we mentioned, the Zeps won the earlier contest between these two by 4. A pretty low scoring affair, 30-26. We're about on that pace right now. But, this is later in the season. Both these teams have had plenty of opportunities to improve and practice. And so, what happened in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season isn't necessarily the same team you're playing now.
No, not at all. And right now, looks like Cambridge is really executing their game plan very well. Now here they've caught them again. When you've got a press, you better get a timeout.
And another
Turnover.
steal. That one picked off by Krupper. And the Cats will get another look at it here. Coming out of the timeout, came out with a little full court pressure. Gebhardt off the high pick. She takes it all the way to the basket. Linscott with the rebound and then ripped out of her hands by Emmy House, who's in the game. And here come the Zeps. Wheeler, left side. Knoll 3, short of the mark. Long rebound. Back to Linscott, and here comes the Bobcats. King across the timeline. Pulls up.
Boom.
15-footer
That looked good.
just short of the mark. That looked pretty good out of her hand.
Yeah, it did. It looks to me like Shenandoah seems to be rushing their attempts. I mean, the threes that they've had, they're just kind of rushing it. Get your feet up under you. Trying to get it all back at once, and that isn't going to happen.
Wickham back out on top. Wheeler. Knoll back to the left side to Wickham. 3, top of the key. That one off the mark. Loose ball on the floor. And won't call the tie up. But kicked out of there. House comes up with it. Zeps will have another look here. Back to the top. Wheeler. Wickham looking for the skip. She'll get it across to Wheeler. Tapped away. Krupper again with another steal. Looks ahead to
nice
King.
pass.
I don't know how she threaded it in there.
I don't either.
King couldn't get it to go. Linscott had the rebound. Her shot off the mark, and the Zeps finally come out of there with it. Emmy House controlled it. Hands it off to Wheeler. Wickham, her high 3 off the mark and pulled down by the Cats Murray, and they'll slow it a bit, leading 8-0, 1:35, and counting here the opening period.
I don't know if Linscott's intimidating them or what, but no attempts to go into the paint, firing it up from outside all around.
They've been taking a lot of threes here in the early.
Yeah, 4
early
of the
going.
9 shots are 3-pointers.
Krupper off the high pick, kicks it back out. Cats
are very deliberate in running their plays, and that's what he wanted.
got a minute or so left here, and tried to kick it out. Wheeler steps in, saw that one coming. She'll take it coast to coast, scoop it up, and one. And Ashley Wheeler finally, with about a minute and 1 second left on the clock, finally gets that goose egg off the board and a chance for the 3-point play.
Well, and take note, it was a layup.
Yeah.
instead of a three-point bomb. And just here comes some subs.
And a fast break layup at
Yes.
that.
Off the turnover.
Crupper
Both
with the
teams
foul.
with 5 turnovers.
And subs here for the Bobcats. Kendall Kenworthy into the game. And Wheeler completes the three-point play. Cuts the Bobcat lead 8-3. And we're under a minute left here in the opening period. A little tighter man-to-man by the Zeps here. Bobcats run a little 1-4 delay here out on top, a little triangle if you watch them. King and Gebhardt, Linscott, pick down, pop out.
Zeps need to be patient defensively.
Nice high-low again.
Nice
Linscott
job.
push and count it. Got shoved from behind, and Kinsey will go to the line.
Really nice look that time. It's a great pass. They kept it high, and when Linscott caught it, she did not bring it down. She kept it up
above her head.
And really nice execution.
Free throw, three-pointer. The Bobcats with a couple of those in this period and extend their lead 11-3. Under 30 to play. Wheeler, left side to Knoll. Swings it right side. Back around to Lynch. She'll try to penetrate, cut off there. Quick passes, long three Wheeler. That one off the mark, but kept alive, and Lynch will give him new life. 7 on the clock, off the dribble. Skips it over to Leach. Her shot will go. Got a nice bounce there to land on the rim pretty dead, and through one period, the Cats lead it 11-5. Got off to a slow start, particularly the Lady Zeps there. Didn't score till there was a minute to go, but they put 5 on the board, and after being down 8-0.
And like you said, they hit the layup off the fast break, and that was pretty important for them to get off the schneid. It's always tough to get that first bucket.
Tonight's game is brought to you by West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Schaefer Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Park National Bank, Southeastern Med, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge, and Fresh Start Flooring.
Is concerned, Shenandoah has 4 offensive boards. Cambridge has 3. Cambridge has 8 total rebounds, and Shenandoah has 6.
Leach gets it into Wheeler and trying to force it down low. Throws the pass behind Wickham and out of bounds.
And
so
that's the 6th
turnover.
Sixth turnover for Shenandoah, 5 for Cambridge.
And a lot of those have been just like that, not really forced by the defense. You're just making bad decisions and careless passes. Bobcats continuing to run their motion against one-on-one pressure.
I like Cambridge spacing. They're really keeping the floor spaced well. A lot of movements, allowing them to make some cuts and get some passes.
There's that pass.
There's a dangerous pass.
Cross court, picked off, and Wickham trying to take it all the way down.
There's one of those quick passes.
Trying again to pound it inside. Lynch trying to get it down low and knocked away from May and out of bounds, and it will be Bobcat ball. So a couple of quick turnovers back and forth, and the Cats back on the attack, leading 11-5. Linscott and Gebhardt out on top here. Back to Linscott at the high post. She'll square up. Kick it to King in the corner. Give her a 3. She'll take it. Cha-ching. Threes continue to be wild as the Bobcats hit their second.
Not badly defended that time. The defense was there, just was too far off them. She had her feet set and made the shot.
Wheeler looked at 3. Midas shuffled the feet and got away with it. As she got the dribble down, she'll kick it to Leach. Her 3 ball, bullseye.
Yeah, nice job. Again, ball fake. The defender got by. Wheeler passed it down to Leach. Leach had her feet set and bombs it from three-point. That's a bucket that Shenandoah needed badly.
Yeah, that'll cut a deficit pretty quickly. Leach, a little energy there after that made three. Came up close to getting that steal. 14-8. Bobcat lead cut down a little bit. And they'll have to go to, well, they'll call the timeout. I was going to say, they called the timeout. Coach Linscott can count to 5. He's a math teacher, and I think he got to 4.5 and said, I better call the timeout.
Yeah, we better do something. That's it. That's, I taught social studies like you did, so we can't count.
So I didn't coach basketball. You got to be able to count to 5 and 10.
I wanted to throw something that you might not know. This Maya Leach, young lady that just scored the three-pointer, she's a 5'8" freshman. She gave up a pretty nice gymnastics career. She was very successful in gymnastics to play basketball, at least as for right now, the last I heard. But she was really, we're talking about doing a lot of traveling. She likes basketball and likes these girls, and so she's come out. So she is a fine athlete.
Hey, gymnasts are typically, pretty good athletes, pretty strong.
Yeah. And her dad, Derek Leach, was a football player at Shenandoah, went to Mount Union and won a couple of national championships as a receiver.
Bobcats have to take it into the backcourt to get it in. King back into the offense here. Now, Gebhardt.
Great spacing. Really opening up those passing lanes.
Took away Linscott that time on the pick and roll. They'll swing it back to Murray. 6 minutes left here in the opening half. 14-8 Bobcats. King off the high pick. Krupper, three.
Whoa.
Cha-ching. Pull up three by Riley Krupper.
Yeah, and the defense backed off of her and gave her a little bit of space, and she got her feet.
9-point Bobcat lead. Trying to answer. Wickham can't get it to go. Rebound right back to her. Flips it up and in. Charlie Wickham's first bucket of the night.
That was a nice job of following her shot by Charlie Wickham.
Cats lead it by 7. Krupper to Murray. Picked up the dribble maybe too soon. Now King will come and help her out. 5-minute mark. Linscott squares up. She'll take the three ball and bam!
Wow.
Third three of the period for the Lady Cats, fourth of the ball game. And
showed a little touch there too from the big girl.
Yeah, I guess shooting it into the same basket every day.
Yeah.
Helps a little bit as Lynch's shot partially blocked. Kicked it out.
Just
Wickham
a rush.
three,
That's
no good. Didn't really get set. Caught it and shot it.
Yeah.
And maybe
didn't get her feet set like the ones that are making it.
Bobcats leading by 10.
Oh, dear.
Kick out. King, wide open look. That one off the mark. Battle for the rebound, and Wickham comes down with it, and I think Krupper probably got her on the rebound, and they'll call her reaching in anyway, and I think that's Riley's second.
Tell you what, the Zeps really dodged a bullet there because she had a wide open Wheeler, good basketball player, and she had her feet set. Maybe gave her too much time. I had to think about it.
That's it. Wide open sometimes is too open. Full court pressure by the Lady Cats. Up ahead, Leach has it. She'll attack.
Nice pass.
Nice pass, and May did not handle it. Got a little bit too low there. Bounced off her feet and out of bounds, and the Cats will come back with it. And the Zeps, between turning it over and taking some pretty quick shots, have given it back to the Cats a lot.
Yeah, they're just not protecting that ball.
Murray gets it in against pressure.
Whoa.
Tries to reverse it back to
Krupper.
She'll safe it in bounds, but right under the basket, Leach will pick it up. Her shot no good, and that will come down into the hands of Gebhardt, and she'll push it up the floor 1-on-3, and the Zeps come up with it again. Maybe that was too quick. Wheeler for the Lady Zep to the top of the key. A little hesitation, fakes the pass, put up the shot, no good.
Was that a Euro step?
It might have been 2 euros and change as the Cats will come out of the corner with the ball. leading by 10, 3.5 left here in the half. And I think Coach Linscott's in. Let's slow it down a little bit,
Well, I'm
right?
looking at the Linscott lady here. She's, look at a couple of them. They got their hands on their hips. That's a fast pace for these girls who have no real subs.
Well, yeah, they've only made one substitution in the half, and that was just one time. So the Cats haven't had a chance to get any kind of rotation and get anybody a breather.
Shenandoah's been able to get 2 or 3 kids in and get a little rest.
King, back to Krupper. Under 3 to play. Cats lead it by 10. And just a little bit of a 3-person delay here. Working off that double high post and dribble down, pick out. And if you're going to get a rest, if you're playing offense or even defense away from the ball here,
yeah, you're getting a rest.
You get a little bit of a rest here.
And they need it. They need it. My goodness, they're running up and down this floor.
And a foul away from the ball, and that one going to be on Caden Snoller for just the team's third. And with that, the Cats will make a substitution. Kendall Kenworthy back in. And I think Coach Linscott will maybe give everybody a break here. Let's take a timeout. We got 4 of them left and give everybody a chance to grab some oxygen.
Well, that time Candace Knoll was working like crazy. And the offensive gal, Braxton King, was just standing there. And Knoll was just hacking her. And I don't know if she thought she was fighting. She was just standing there. She's just a little bit stouter and got called for the foul. So got a break in the action.
Well, the difference so far, at least, from our perspective, I mean, Cambridge has been able to knock down their threes. They've made 4 threes, 3 of them here in the second period. And the Zeps, on the other hand, have made 1, but they've shot a lot more 3 opportunities. They just have only made 1.
Well, but the difference, when Cambridge is shooting their threes, their feet are set up under them, and even though there's a defender, the defender's off of them a little bit, but they've got their feet set and they're shooting it, under control. Shenandoah right now looks like it's like catch and shoot, and their feet aren't set and they're not zeroed in on that, and you're getting some really hard misses off there. They got to calm down and run their offense.
House, Leach, Knoll back in along with Wheeler, Wickham, and I think Lynch, the 5th Zep. Bobcats out of the timeout. Have kept Kenworthy in there. Trying to spread it out a little bit.
Look at that spacing, though. Look, there's just nice spacing. That's tough to defend.
You're going to play man-to-man. You're going to be susceptible to this
backdoor pick and roll. Everything.
Little 3-man triangle out on top.
And you got to guard Linscott out there because she's already shown she can drill it.
Yeah, her and King both. Bobcats have the arrow in their favor. The lead at 20-10. And that pass, it got away from the Cats a little bit. Murray there picked up her dribble too soon, and they'll throw it away with a 1:20 left. Noel will take the inbounds. Left side to Lynch. Off the dribble to the foul line, all the way to the hoop, lays it up and in. Lynch, not to be denied that time, was able to get all the way to the hoop. 8-point Bobcat lead, a minute left. Gebhardt brings it across the timeline, nearly lost the handle and able to tip it to Murray. Her pass to Linscott stolen away, and here come the Zeps again, a chance to cut the lead some more.
Whoa, there's that across the court pass.
Gebhardt playing that, and Wickham a nice hustle to get back and knock it out of bounds. 41 seconds left, and Crupper will come back in. Now the Cats trying to get a little rotation going as Gebhardt on the inbound. Looking, has to go out on top. Nice catch that time by Crupper, and she'll hand it off to King and see if the Cats get back into that delay. Nope, King down the lane with the floater.
Boom.
Flips it up and in. Braxton King, half and a half, has 8 of the Bobcats 22. Cambridge trap out on top. Pass nearly got away from the Zeps. Knoll down low, wide open. House couldn't get it to go. Rebound, stick back is good by Mackenzie Lynch. 22-14, 6 on the clock. Crupper to half court. Over to Linscott as the buzzer. Kenworthy shot just off the mark. So the Zeps will cut the deficit to 22-14 as we head to the halftime break. We'll get our stats and scoring in order and take a break, step out for a couple of minutes. We'll be back and get you caught up on the first half of action right after these messages.
Tonight's game is brought to you by West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Schaefer Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Park National Bank, Southeastern Med, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge, and Fresh Start Flooring.
High school. Halftime score, Lady Cats on top, 22-14. Cats led it after one, 11-5, and outscored the Zeps 11-9. Actually led by as many as 10. At times in that second period, Bill Kafurian, the big guy to my left, you may not recognize him because you keep a low profile.
Yes, I do. I am the recliner man. I tell you, that story of two halves right now. Still the Bobcats leading this one. And one of the big stories, of course, is they're shooting 67% from three-point land. They are on fire. They have hit 4 for 6 from out there, and the difference being is they're being very patient running their offense. They're getting the shots, and they're nailing them. Shenandoah, on the other hand, is 13% from three-point land, 1 for 8. Their shots seem to be a little more rushed when we look at the shooting percentages overall. 6 for 22 from the floor. Shenandoah is shooting 27%. That's not a very high percentage. Whereas Cambridge is 8 for 16, and they're shooting right at 50%. As far as rebounding is concerned, they're tied up with 11 rebounds apiece. Shenandoah has got 8 offensive boards to Cambridge's 3. As far as turnovers are concerned, Cambridge has 10 turnovers. Shenandoah has 9. Free throw percentage, Shenandoah is 1 for 3, 66.7, or 66.7, I should say, 67%. And Cambridge is 100%. By quarters, Cambridge won that first quarter 11-5, and Shenandoah won the second quarter 17-3.
17-3.
Is that right?
No.
Oh, I've got it backwards. I'm sorry. But that's all right. I taught social studies.
You're not a math man.
I had it backwards. I'm sorry. But I tried.
I was hanging in there with you till I heard 17-3.
How about this? How about
that might be the time of possession or
yes,
something.
yeah, that's for sure. I got the numbers backwards. I am very sorry.
Well, Cats had 11 in the first period, 11 in the second
8,
period.
Yes. Well, I had it squeegee-jawed. 8. I told you, social studies, math. Math's not my thing, so. Sorry about that. So, anyway, it looks like Cambridge won both the quarters, scoring 11 apiece. They're pretty consistent.
Come and get him. Will you come and get him out of here?
Hey, what can I say? I'm nervous working with the A team.
Yeah, that's why they don't let you out of Noble County very often.
That's why I'm demoted.
Yeah. I want you to figure out your miles per gallon on your car, too. Figure if you can.
No, they won't let.
That's either 3 or 17.
They won't allow that. I just got my numbers mixed up, man.
I got you. Let's take a look at the individual scoring for the first half. Lady Cats with 22 points. Lynn Scott had 8, and King with 8. 3 apiece for Cameron Gebhardt and Riley Krupper for the Lady Zeps. They only had 5 points in that first period. Struggled, as a matter of fact, for the first 7 minutes. They didn't score until there was about a minute left in that opening period. And they end up the half with 14. Leach had 5, 4 for Lynch, 3 for Wheeler, 2 for Wickham. And as you said, it looked like rush shots, not shooting it in rhythm, but forcing it up there a couple of times. And right now the Bobcats just seem to be a lot more relaxed and taking shots within the rhythm, although they've made a couple of pretty athletic plays. We've seen some high-low passes there as Gebhardt has found Lynn Scott setting the pick, rolling to the hoop. She's made a couple of nice catches and finishes in there. And
she hit the outside jumper, which means they got a defender out there.
Well, one of those nights where you throw it up in the air and it goes in. The Cats have had 4 threes here in the first half, and have only taken how many?
Let's see. I'm sorry. They're 4 for 6.
4 for 6.
The thing about it, and those numbers have been checked by an independent, but the thing I just like about what they're doing is Coach Linscott's got them spaced out. They've got nice spacing, and if the defense is off of them and they've got their feet set, they're launching it with confidence. And, they're hot right now, but they are taking better shots. They don't appear to be rushed. Like you say, they're kind of relaxed running their offense, and they're going right to the bucket, whereas Shenandoah seems to be more helter-skelter. They make a pass, a couple of passes. Sometimes they're wide open, but it seems like they're, instead of getting their feet up under them and, taking a relaxed shot, they're really forcing it. They actually are winning on the offensive glass, but they have missed some easy shots. And then there's a lot of turnovers, 10 for Cambridge and 9 for Shenandoah. And like you said during the game, a lot of them are unforced.
Yeah, the last couple of minutes of that first half, it looked like the Zeps cut into the lead a little bit. Cambridge had led it by as many as 10 at times in that second period. And, they cut it down to about 8 points here, but at the same time, it just looked like the Zeps had a little more energy. Was Cambridge kind of wearing out a little bit? Because we've talked several times about their lack of depth tonight. And
I think you're absolutely right, because I think a couple of times there towards the end, Lynn Scott actually started to get into almost a weave, resting his players. They're on the you made the comment. They're resting while they're playing like a little 3-man game here. And I think that was designed more to give his team a little bit of a break from the action. And then all of a sudden they broke and went, started to go to the goal to score.
And as this game continues on here in the second half, you have to wonder how much more will that be a factor. That fatigue factor is the Cats have only a few players left on the bench to go to and be able to come in and and maintain the advantage. The nice thing is they got a lead. Can they hold it? On the other end, the Zeps have a little bit more depth. We can force the issue, and we saw the Zeps in that second period start to pick up full court, try to pick up that defensive intensity a little bit, make Cambridge work a little bit harder coast to coast, and that may pay dividends for them late in the game.
Yeah, that's for sure, and that's definitely what Shenandoah is going to do, because they can go, they're playing a lot of sophomores and freshmen, so they can get those guys they just have extra legs, and that could be a real big factor here as we go into the third and fourth quarters.
Both teams back on the floor. They'll get a few shots in as we get ready to start the second half. Foul situation, really nobody in any serious trouble here. 3 players for the Zeps have 1 foul each. Riley Crupper has 2 for the Lady Cats. Lynn Scott has the other 1 as the Cats have 3. And I'm looking, it looks like the starters for both teams, Lynn Scott, Gebhardt, King, Murray, and Crupper for the Lady Cats. And for the Zeps, similarly, it looks like May, Wickham, Wheeler. And let's see, I think Leach and Lynch, yes. So the starting 5 back out there. Bobcats.
Hold it, there's a whistle. What happened?
Nothing, because the clock didn't move. So officially nothing
happened.
Bobcats will get it in. Crupper takes the pass from Gebhardt, and we are underway. Cats will work against man pressure again. Murray trying to split defenders, nearly lost the handle, now tied up, and it will go the other way. So the Bobcats on their opening possession turn it over. A little bit of dribbling, and
Yeah. They had good floor space in there, but like you say, too much dribbling, and it got them in trouble. We got a little bit of a press here, 2-1-2 it looks like.
Bobcats kind of put that on and off in the first half and had some success. No problem this time for Lynch until she threw the ball. She handled the pressure of the press okay, but then threw it over the head of a teammate. It will go back the other way. So both teams with a turnover in their opening possession here as the Zeps come up with some full court pressure as well. Murray up ahead, Lynn Scott. And the Cats handle it. Gebhardt back to Lynn Scott. She'll square up. Little pick and roll. Gebhardt
Nice
over
pass.
Murray. Murray shot off the mark. Chased down by Wickham. And Wheeler will push. Top of the key to the right corner. Leach pulls up, kisses it off the glass and in. By Leach.
Here's a little man-to-man pressure, it looks like.
Nearly stolen away. As Lynch overplaying the passing lane. The Zeps with a little more energy here have cut the deficit to 6. Gebhardt gets it in and back. Now up ahead to King. Across the timeline, top of the key. Works off the Lynn Scott pick and now resets. 22-16. Cats with the lead. King back out to Murray. Didn't get her feet set. Didn't take the shot. King, left hand this time. Kicks it out. Gebhardt, pull up. 2, rattled it halfway down and then
nice
out.
rebound.
Rebound by King. She couldn't get it to go. And Leach will control the second time. Still a 6-point Bobcat lead coming up on the 6-minute mark of the third period. Lynch to Wheeler. Back out, Wickham. Back to Lynch as the Cats packing that zone in here. Going to make the Zeps take that 3. High pass inside. Wickham caught it underneath Lynn Scott and got her in the air, and Lynn Scott will come down and be called for her second foul of the night.
That was a fortunate pass. They looped it over the wingman there on the zone and got it down into the post to Charlie Wickham, and little ball fake, but it's going to be Zeps underneath.
House checks in for Lynch, nice pass inside, puts it up, no good, rebound. Back down to Bradley May. Jumper by Wickham off the mark. And Gebhardt will pull it and push it. Up the floor and over to Murray. And get it back, 5.5 left. Still 22-16 Cambridge. Linscott has it knocked from her hand, chased it down and knocked out of bounds.
It's going to be the Zeps
It
ball.
will be Zeps ball, yes. So the Cats turn it over again. Bobcats having a tough time getting shots up.
12 turnovers. There's a 2-1-2 press by the Bobcats. Let's see how the Zeps are going to handle this. Last time they dribbled through it.
Well, Wheeler's their best ball handler, and she'll handle it this time across the timeline through 2 defenders and then into the corner. That's a bad place to go.
Yes, it is.
As she handles it, gets it back out on top to Lynch. And Mackenzie Linscott nearly coming up with the steal, overplaying that pass.
Nice quickness there by Linscott to jump out there on the wing.
So Wheeler will inbound it. And to May. And back. Wheeler steps up. They'll give her the 3. She'll take it. Off the mark. Rebound. Wickham up underneath. Can't get it to go. Got it back again. And fouled on that 3rd attempt. And if that's on Linscott, that's her 3rd, and it will be her 3rd foul.
Wow, and that's 2 offensive rebounds by Wickham. Keep the ball alive, keep the possession alive. Nice job on the boards, and that's big 3 fouls.
As Wickham steps to the line and knocks it down.
Shenandoah is 2 of 4 from free throw line.
Leach back in. House takes a seat. And Coach Linscott going to have to trust his daughter to stay in the ball game as the second free throw gets a kind bounce and drops in. 22-18 as the Zeps inch closer.
Man-to-man full court.
Wheeler trying for the steal, nearly got it. Saved it back in bounds, and Leach almost came up with it, and now, okay, here we go.
Here comes the sub in.
Kenworthy's going to come in, but not for Linscott. She'll come in for Murray. Gebhardt still looking. And over the top goes to Linscott. She'll catch it in stride, take it all the way to the hoop, and rebound or layup too hard as the Zeps come the other way. They'll get the easy deuce. Charlie Wickham beat everybody down. It was a 3-0. And the Bobcats will have to take the timeout. They've seen a 10-point lead whittled down to 2, 22-20 with 4:25 left here in the 3rd.
Looks like that press has caused a little bit of problems, but Shenandoah looks like a little more relaxed on their shooting, and of course they're scoring their points on the inside. They're not bombing 3 points every time they touch it.
They're attacking in the paint a little bit and getting some second chance points.
And went to the free throw line, hit a couple of free throws. I mean, that seems more plausible than is throwing up threes, rush threes at that.
Well, and you don't know how much fatigue is starting to become a factor for the Lady Cats and just not making the decisions and not getting the bounces they got in the first half. They have not made a point. You know, this is a similar start to what the Zeps had at the beginning of the game. They didn't score for the first 7 minutes. Bobcats are nearly halfway through this period, and they don't have a point yet.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's, of course, we talked fatigue we thought might play a factor.
That and the full court pressure right here. Gebhardt again over the top, and the ball tapped out of bounds. It will stay white ball as Wickham was underneath that time. And,
she did a nice job and knocked the ball out of bounds.
Contesting everything.
Cambridge. Yep.
And again, have to go over the top to Krupper, and she'll get it into the half court against Wickham. And try to pass it, didn't bounce it in there, and that ball stolen away again. Wheeler, top of the key. Keeps it alive.
A little bit of a zone here.
22-20. Zeps have not led it tonight. Nice pass inside.
Wow.
May will finish.
That was a nice look. Nice look down on the block to May.
Ties it up 22 apiece. Krupper through the double team. And across half court. She'll pull up, take the three. Short of the mark. Linscott rebounds, sticks it back
Nice
up and in. Boy, when the Bobcats needed it the most, Linscott comes up with a second chance point. Wheeler going with the scoop look. Now, let's see. Was that on King? I think it was. Fortunately for Linscott, Braxton King picked up her first. It would have been on Kinsey. It would have been her fourth.
Yeah, and with these limited subs, you can't have that.
Wheeler to the line, knocks the first one down. Ashley tonight, 3 points in the first half, a three-point play, and her first point of the second half here makes it a one-point ball game, and now ties it up. 24 apiece, 3.5 left. And again, the Cats go over the top. Krupper takes the long pass. She'll attack the basket, lay it up and in. Bobcats make the Zeps pay for that full court pressure.
And that's, they need to do that.
Lynch the other way. Through a double team, nearly lost the handle. Leach picks up the loose ball. Splits defenders. Her shot partially blocked. May pulls it down. Gets it to the top of the key. Wheeler steps into the three. That one won't go. Rebounded by Leach. And they'll get another look. The Zeps owning the boards here.
Yeah, for sure. They are doing a wonderful job getting other possessions. That could be fatigue, too. But
you don't work as hard sometimes. When you get tired, you just don't box out as hard.
Yeah, that's
Wheeler.
getting a lot of extra possessions.
Cats will get a couple of subs in here on the next break. Kicks it out. Wheeler looked like she's going to take the three. Instead, attacks the basket. Her floater no good. And Gebhardt comes down with a loose ball. She'll take it all the way to the baseline.
A lot of contact.
Yeah. Kicks it back out, and Kenworthy had to go right through her hands, but King there to pick it up. And Coach Linscott spread the floor, and they do.
Trying to get a breather for his girls. I think it's a smart play.
Slow the pace of the game down. The first game that these two teams met, the final score was 30-26. It's 26-24 with a couple of minutes left here in the third period. Cambridge leading by 2. But the Zeps have steadily cut into that deficit all night here. Linscott to the hoop. Her shot off the mark. And the Zeps will bring it quickly the other way. Wheeler to the hoop. That runner no good. Rebound by Leach. Not there. Gets it back again and takes it out to the corner.
Wow.
Wickham three. Rims in and out. And Kenworthy for the Bobcats gives it off to King. And she got hammered over here on the sideline.
Fouls on number 14, Mackenzie Lynch.
And Mackenzie Lynch picks up her second.
See, now here you go. Zeps are going to sub in 3 players. I mean, that's big.
House
that's huge.
And Knoll and Kinsley Brown for the first time tonight. Bobcats get a couple of subs in as well. Jada Hall in for the first time tonight. And a 5-second call. You know, trying to get a couple of your ball handlers a break, and that time nobody could flash open. And the Cats will turn it over again. 1:33 left on the third period clock, 26-24. Cambridge. Zeps looking for their first lead of the night. Hit Leach on the cut to the basket and a foul on Kenworthy.
They're going to shoot 2.
So Leach will head to the line. Wyatt tonight has not attempted a free throw, but has 7 points. Puts this one up and off the rim, no good.
5 for 8.
King and Linscott got about 30 seconds of fresh air, and they'll check back in.
They're young.
Yeah, I'd need a little more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, no doubt.
Second free throw. Short of the mark, rebound tapped around, and they'll say touched by the Zeps. Well, now the officials
overruling.
Correct that. The Cats jumped in there, looked like they swatted it out of bounds, and so this is the correct call. House will inbound
Not
it.
going to get it in.
And Linscott there for the steal. Steps in and then banks it off her knee and out of bounds. And Kinsey that time looked ahead to see, can I make it all the way? And I lost the handle on the ball, so the Cats turn it over again. In this period, as Cambridge has had more turnovers than anything.
Well, that was their 5th, so that's 15 turnovers for the game. The Zips have 2. They have 11 for the game.
House on the cutter. Knoll couldn't get
Turnover.
to it. Prepper there. Tied up against a triple team. Still looking up ahead. She'll get Linscott. Cats have the numbers. Push it ahead. Gebhardt works the baseline. Skips it across. Murray back out to King. Under a minute to go. The Cats with the lead and the ball again. Coach Linscott trying to get everybody spaced out again. Crupper works off the pick right side, and they'll call her for the double dribble. She snuck that left hand in there to control it.
Yeah, and she was going by the extra defender.
Right there in front of the official, and again, the Cats turn it over.
Here's the press, going to dribble through it.
Leach, top of the key, right side. The runner off the glass that time by Brown, and Crupper pulls it down for the Cats, now to King. The Cats have survived to the last 30 seconds with the lead, a 2-pointer. A chance here to try to maybe add to that, and they'll have the arrow coming out in the 4th period. King works against Knoll, keeps the dribble alive, hands it off. Gebhardt to the hoop, and now to the line with 7 on the clock.
Nice job going baseline there. Had the shot, drew the foul, going to be at the line.
Cameron Gebhardt has not looked to score a lot tonight, but got aggressive that time and now has a couple of free throws coming up and cannot connect on number 1.
Substitution number 30, Kendall Kenworthy.
Foul on Leach, her second. As Kenworthy steps in, Crupper will get a little bit of a rest, and the second free throw is good. And the Bobcats lead it by 3. 7 on the clock, quickly. Knoll up to Leach. 2, 1, throws it at the hoop and almost hit the miracle shot. As we head to the 4th period, Cats lead it 27-24 of the Zeps. We'll take a quick break. 4th period coming up right after this.
Tonight's game is brought to you by West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Schaefer Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Park National Bank, Southeastern Med, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge, and Fresh Start Flooring.
Back at Gene Ford Court here, 4th period just about ready to get underway. Lady Cats lead it 27-24 over the Lady Zeps. Cats have led it at the end of every period and have led by as many as 10, but the Zeps outscoring them in that 3rd period 10-5. And Charlie Wickham came alive a little bit in that period, 4 points there, but the Cats will have the opening possession of this 4th period. Gebhardt gets it into Linscott, tapped out of her hand, and it will stay Bobcat ball. Leading by 3.
Yeah, I was looking at some shooting percentages here. The Shenandoah Zips 23% from the floor, 8% from three-point line, and Cambridge 40% from the floor, and 4 for 7, 57% from three-point.
Crupper for the Bobcats. Picked it up, skips it across to Murray. Down low, Lynn Scott will attack and scoop it up from behind the hoop. McKenzie, Lynn Scott's 12th point of the night extends the Cat lead to 5.
Nice looking move to the hole. That could be a big bucket.
Leach to Wheeler, looked at the 3, penetrates, kicks it out. Lynch wasn't ready, she'll attack and throw it out of bounds. She would probably say that shot got tipped a little bit. I'm not so sure she's not right, but
no complaints.
No complaints, huh? So again, full court pressure by the Zeps. Murray gets it in.
Oh,
up
look
ahead.
down.
Lynn Scott wide open. Takes it to the hoop. Lays it up and in. And Lynn Scott in the right place at the right time.
I don't know why the defender would let Lynn Scott free, but he did. She did. She came up to help out. Probably should have stayed back.
31-24. Leach pull up from 15. Off the mark. And the Cats will come down with it. Gebhardt. And again, the Zeps with that quick shot.
With nobody underneath.
And the Cats throw it away, but able to come up with a loose ball. Krupper back out on top to King. Cats with the ball in the lead, 31-24, 6.5 left here in regulation. Lynn Scott. Back to Murray. Her three, top of the key. That on the mark. Rebound by Gebhardt. And she got shoved on the stick back attempt. So the offensive rebound will give her a second look, and that foul on Leach is her third.
Well, and there she is again, that Gebhardt. You keep telling, it isn't like she's scoring bundles, but she seems to be at the right place at the right time.
She is, wherever there's action, it does seem. And she knocks in the first attempt.
Coming up with the big rebound. These are big free throws.
Zeps cut this lead down to one once, maybe? Might have been two.
Two. Got down to two, and then
missed on the second attempt. Leach with the rebound, but could never get it any closer. Long pass up ahead. Wickham fouled. Hustling play by Gebhardt, but that's just her first foul.
Well, the thing about it is that she got back and got a little piece of that shot. Charlie Wickham's going to be at the line for two, but that was a great hustle by Gebhardt.
Wickham, 2 for 2 at the line tonight. And
he put the kiss of death on
I did. Wasn't like I said she had a streak at 10 in a row or anything like that. 2 for 2. Now 2 for 3. She'll get back on track right on the next one. Lynn Scott with the rebound as the Bobcats lead it by 8. Gebhardt across the timeline, cut off there into a double team. Keeps that dribble alive all the way down. She'll put up the runner. That one off the mark. Down to the Zeps. Here comes May. 1 on 2. And she'll try to kick it back out. Does. Leach has it. Hands it off. Lynch on the attack to May. No. Lynn Scott with a rebound. Back to King. Murray will take it across the timeline, and the Cats will maybe try to use a little more clock here. And touched by the Zeps out of bounds. Bobcats have only 2 timeouts left. Zeps have 4 with 4.5 left here to go in the ball game. 32-24 Cambridge. Gebhardt into King over her head, and she'll chase it down right in the corner before going out of bounds. Looks like she just kind of threw that to a spot.
Yes, she did. And
go get it.
Nice job by King to get after it.
Over to Krupper. Cambridge, again, a little bit of that delay here, kind of circling people down and back. Shorten the game a little bit. Reduce the number of possessions if you can. Down low. Lynn Scott bodied up a little bit by May. Back out on top to Krupper. Bobcats making the defense work pretty good here. Ball tapped away. Leach stole it away from Gebhardt. Takes it all the way down. And a nice hustle play by Leach. Knocks it in for her 9th point of the night. They cut that deficit to 6, 4:42 to go. And, here we are in the 4th period. We've talked all night long about the short Cambridge bench and how much that could affect them down the stretch. And, just you make a little bit more rush decisions. The passes don't have as much zip on them. And that might have been a little bit of the case there,
Well, yeah, that fatigue is definitely a situation. I think the coach is doing a well of a job. Lynn Scott getting them to hold that ball out and not having them run around quite as much, save as much of that energy as they can. And I think that was a good timeout because that was just a takeaway straight up dribbling, and he was trying to get them to pass it, keep it moving, and stay spaced. And good timeout, get a little break.
Yep. Coach Linscott a couple of times. That was one of them there. You use the timeout, not as much because you need to coach your team up, but they need that break.
That's right.
You know, it's one of those things, if you had a sub where you might normally, you turn and you look down your bench and say, timeout. We'll just take the timeout. Critical point in the game. Your lead is cut to 6. You don't want to, see the execution suffer a little bit here. So
they've done a great job of extending this lead. It's going to be tough. The way the Zips have been rushing their shots and some of the bricks that they've thrown up here, this is going to be tough. And the Zips are going to have to play at a helter-skelter pace. It's almost like hurry up but don't rush.
They have done that pretty well here and forced the Bobcats into a lot of second-half turnovers. Cats again facing full court pressure. Get it into King. And Wheeler knocks it out of her hand and out of bounds. The Cats get fortunate there.
That's great hustle.
Wheeler pretty aggressive.
Yeah, she did a really nice job.
She got a hand in there. Wheeler tonight doesn't have a foul, so at this stage of the game, you got 5 to give. Gebhardt into the backcourt to Murray and across the timeline. She'll work against Knoll. Knoll stole it away, would take it in, lay it up, and get it to go.
Wow, that ball did.
Her first bucket of the night off the steal. And bounded to Gebhardt. 4-13, 4-point Cambridge lead. Gebhardt saw the double team coming, reversed away from it, and goes ahead to Kemper.
Cannot leave that.
Linscott down on the baseline,
Turnover.
couldn't handle it. King trying to save it in bounds, could not, and the Lady Cats turn it over again with 4 minutes.
I know Zips
on
are
the
wanting
clock.
to be aggressive. They're fortunate there. I would not leave Linscott open that far down the floor.
Here come the Zeps again. Leach.
There's a double dribble, no
And flipped it over to Wheeler right through her wickets. And, didn't get called for the double dribble, but
turned it over anyway.
Cats only have 1 timeout remaining. And just under 4 left to go here.
The Zips really scrapping and getting after it. Just a lot of pressure to put on a tired Bobcat basketball team.
King up ahead. Gebhardt finds
Defense
Murray.
got to get back.
And then back out on top. Coach Lynn's got there, tried to get him to spread the floor and eat some time. But the other end of that is you also have to look to score.
Yeah.
King dribbles it in and out of trouble, back to the top. 3.5 left.
These Zips want them to put it on the floor. The more dribbling, the better. These guys are going for the steal.
Down to Krupper, looks inside. Linscott cut off. Bobcats worked about a minute off here and still have that
a lot of
4-point
hand
lead.
checking.
And
Woo.
got called that time.
Mm-hmm.
Zeps foul number 23, Charlie Wickham. Her first.
Charlie Wickham picks up her first. Team's 4th.
And I don't know if that was she's going to take a timeout. Full timeout.
Timeout, Zeps. 3:05 left to go in the ball game. And the Bobcats lead it 32-28. And again, I think the Zeps here just have to make sure that when they get offensive opportunities, they have the patience to get a good look and not rush it. Because you're behind doesn't mean you got to rush your shot. You got to get a good one.
That's right.
And,
I think Charlie that time. I think that foul was from the bench. I think they wanted to get them into the
one-on-one
bonus,
maybe,
so they can have a chance at getting the rebound.
Certainly that time to talk about that. You're down 4 points. There's 3 minutes to go. Cambridge is going to be deliberate out on top. They're going to hold the ball till you come and get them. And if they can continue to run time, that's exactly what they're going to do. You're going to have to get in that situation, as you said, where you foul, put them at the line, and let's take our chances there with the one-on-one. But you got some fouls to give. That's just the 3rd team foul on the Zeps. So they still have a few fouls to give, and you can be a little more aggressive then when you're going after the ball, knowing if I get a foul
That's going to put them on the line. Yeah.
Now you got to be looking here. Maya Leach has 3, so you don't want her to be the one stepping out and hack. And then Mackenzie Linscott for the Lady Cats. She's done a pretty good job of playing with 3.
Well, and oddly enough, your Wheeler, their main ball handler and defender of King, she's the one that can actually give up some fouls, and that's kind of a blessing.
King and Wheeler.
That's been a battle.
A lot of quickness there both ways.
Boy, no kidding.
King handling the ball. Wheeler's been on her step for step. Crupper picked up her dribble. Now has to get rid of it, and they're going to call the final timeout by the Bobcats. So 2:48 to go, and Coach Lynn Scott's taken the backhoe and dug a big hole here with those timeouts.
Yeah.
He's got none left, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of times in the next 2 minutes and 48 seconds he's going to wish at some point he had saved one or two, but it's been that kind of night where you've had to manage him. You've got the short bench.
He's got the 4-point lead. He's trying to protect that. They picked their dribble up, 35 feet from the goal in the corner, and it looked like a disaster. He's getting them out of there. Well, okay, now it's up to you, gals. You're going to have to get after it. We have no timeouts. He's doing a lot of coaching, very animated over there.
Yeah, he's an animated guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he's, he's got these girls playing well. I think they have nothing to hang their head about at all. Those 5 girls have worked their tails off.
Well, and I don't know. I think they've all probably come off the floor for 30 seconds here or there, but other than that, maybe not that much.
Maybe. But they have worked hard against a very feisty Zep team.
Lynn Scott trying to get it into Gebhardt. And there's Lynch to step right in there, steal it away, pushes it up ahead. May wide open, plays it up and in. Nobody got back. Riley May, her second hoop of the half. And we are 2 points apart now, 32-30. 2.5 to go. Gebhardt dribbles right into the double team. Over the top, tapped away, and another steal. Wickham down the lane.
Whoa, what
Took
a block.
A couple of steps there, but Lynn Scott with the block. King comes up with it. And they got the ball in the right place now. Braxton King will keep it alive there. Trying to give it up. And stolen away. Lynch over to May. And shoved from behind as Lynn Scott hustling back. Picks up
her
fourth foul with 2:01 to go. And that's going to send May to the line. Briley tonight 0 for 2. Those came early in the ball game. She had a couple of attempts.
Well, this Zep team has really picked up the pressure, and they are attacking the goal.
And we are 1 point away from a tie game. Zeps have been battling from a deficit since the outset, down 8-0 before they scored a point. 11-5 at the end of one. And here we go. New ball game. 32 apiece.
And full court pressure.
Gebhardt
and
trying to get it into Murray. And they're going to say tap last by the Lady Cat. Nope.
Oh, Zeps.
Well, that's one official pointed this direction, but they're giving it to the Cats. I think that's the right call.
I do too. That's the defense, though, is swarming. I mean, they have got, and you know, this has got to be
mode.
Tough for the Cambridge.
Gebhardt gets it into King. Back to Gebhardt. One-on-one pressure. Got it to the timeline, able to get it to cross. Back to Braxton King with 1:50 to go. And a reach in by Wheeler.
That's actually, I think, a foul that's not a bad foul.
You get the steal, you get a layup. If you don't, you pick up your first foul of the night.
Yeah, and, you know, they're getting into the bonus here.
Team's fifth foul. Cambridge has 6. Looking to get it in, go over the top.
Oh.
And that's such a tough pass to throw as Gebhardt tried to lob it into Lynn Scott going to the basket, and you had to get it over the defenders. So you had to put some air under it.
Yeah.
And then you're counting on an athletic catch, and maybe she can finish. So the toughest place maybe on the floor to try to throw it. So the Cats turn it over again, and the Zeps can take their first lead of the night here with any kind of point.
Man to man.
Lynn Scott on the switch out away from the basket. She'll drop back down and double team. Wheeler on the drive, and she'll head to the line. I think Braxton King might have got her. She did. Braxton's second foul, team's 7th, but a 2-shot chance here for Wheeler. And all she's done tonight is be perfect at the free throw line. 3 for 3. And that one breaks the deadlock. The Zeps with their first lead of the night at the 1:22 mark. Second one. 2-point ball game. And now the Zeps will take a timeout, and you got the lead. You don't have to be in that helter-skelter mode, but it served you pretty well. You keep the pressure on the Lady Cats here.
I think
they don't have a timeout.
Yeah, I think you almost have to and wear them down. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. They have to be tired. I mean, I think they're doing a wonderful job. I'm not taking anything away from them, but they got to be tired. They're running up and down the floor, and there's only 5 of them for the most part, 6 at the most. And I think you just keep the pressure on. It's going to get ugly. It'll look ugly, but that's going to be tough to come up. Look at them on the bench. I mean, they are
one of the
tired.
things the Cats, against that pressure, have tried to go over the top and get the easy bucket, and they've been able to do that a couple of times. That's been most of their points in this quarter, have been breaking the pressure and taking it all the way to the hoop. Do you keep on doing that? If you can, you take the points where you can get them, and but looking down the floor and getting it over the defender have been tough to do too.
And like you say, though, too, is as you get tired or your passes aren't as crisp. I'm looking on the bench, and they look really winded.
Yeah, they're not running back on the floor here.
Oh, no.
Take your time, get out there. It is Cambridge ball. The bonus arrow is going to go to the Zeps here, as the possession arrow does too. And
they're staying in their full court pressure.
Gebhardt on the inbound. Still looking. Gets it into Murray, and it bounces off of her leg and out of bounds. She got bumped from behind a little bit, and that little bit of pressure caused her to kind of lose concentration on the ball, and it will go right back to the Zeps.
Nobody
take another timeout.
Yeah, nobody was clean and getting free.
Well, you got to be pretty decisive there. Gebhardt's been looking for somebody to come wide open, and you got to lead your teammate to the spot where you're going to throw it, and that's kind of been tough to do here with this pressure that the Zeps put on. Now the Zeps have the ball, and they have the lead, and any foul, they go to the line. And so fortunately, I guess the Zeps call timeout. Coach Linscott has a chance to utilize that to talk to his team about not only playing defense, who do we foul, if we don't come up with a steal, we have to foul, and then let's go the other way, and then what are we going to do? We're down 2.
And not to mention a little bit of a rest. So this should help out a little bit, and they'll get out here and they'll defend this inbounds play that Coach Schott's going to set up.
See if the Zeps continue to attack the basket here and extend their lead, or try to kill clock here.
Looks like a little 2-1-2.
Wheeler.
No, they're still in man.
Has to go out on top, does. To Lynch, and then gets it right back. Bobcats have to step out. And it does look to be a little bit of a delay here. There's the Zeps forcing the Cats to come and double. No. Back to Wheeler. Now you get to that situation, do you foul? And this is not who you want to foul right here.
No.
Wheeler tonight perfect at the line, and if you're not going to come and guard her, she's hold it all night.
She's going to have to give it up, though.
Braxton King trying to get close enough to get the ball on, and throws it right into the hands of Gebhardt. She'll take it in, lay it up, and we are tied again. Cameron Gebhardt with a steal in the hoop.
Big turnover.
38 left on the clock. 1 timeout left for the Zeps, none for the Cats here, as we're tied at 34. Wheeler off the dribble right side, works against Gebhardt. Lobs it out on top to Leach. Back to Wheeler, to the foul line, down the lane. The runner, no good. Rebound to May. She throws it out, and now Wheeler, 14 on the clock. Back inside, May wide open, and one.
What a good look.
What a pass. Threaded the needle through several defenders. May knocks it down, and she heads to the line for the three-point play, and she's made her last 2 free throws.
Boy, what a look from up here.
11 seconds left on the clock. That foul on Murray. Chance to make it a 3-point game. Not there. Rebound. Tapped out of bounds. Touch last by the Zaps. So the Cats have 8 seconds left to try to score two points and send this game a little deeper.
Boy, it's interesting. No pressure.
Krupper up the floor. Down the lane. Trying to get it to
Turned
King.
it over.
Wheeler there with the steal. And that'll do it. As Wheeler tripped up as the buzzer goes off, but the Zeps have come from behind to defeat the Lady Cats 36-34. Outscored them down the stretch, and what a pretty exciting game as the Lady Zeps will head home with the sweep of the Lady Cats this year. 30-26 earlier this year. Tonight, 36-34, and able to, I don't know, put a little magic in the hat here at the end of the game.
Yeah, defensive effort, just a great pressure defense, and I think I'm going to say wore Cambridge out. I mean, that pressure, that relentless pressure was something else.
Yeah, the Cats only able to score 7 points in that fourth period, actually only 12 in the second half. And the Lady Zeps responding with a 10-point third period and a 12-point fourth period to come from behind and take the lead. And with 11 seconds to go.
Yeah.
That was the difference in the game, is being able to get that late bucket. Briley May, no points in the first half, had 6 in the fourth period, but 8 in the second half to help the Zeps come from behind. Charlie Wickham finished the night with 6-7 for Ashley Wheeler in a perfect 5-for-5 night at the line, and they needed every one of those. 4 for Mackenzie Lynch and 9 for Maya Leach tonight. The Zeps only able to make 1 3-pointer as a team all night long, and as it turned out, it wasn't the 3-pointers, it was the free pointers, is the free throws.
Yeah, no doubt, and turnovers is going to be the key. As soon as I get those figured up, we'll take a look, because that's going to be where it's really going to show.
Well, individual scoring for the Lady Cat tonight looks like this. Mackenzie Linscott leads all scorers tonight with 14. 6 of those coming in the second half. She did hit a 3 earlier in the game. Cameron Gebhardt finishes the night with 7. 2 of 4 at the line. She knocked down an early 3 tonight as well. Braxton King really played a great first half, handled the ball a lot in the second half, but wasn't able to continue scoring. She didn't have a point in the second half, and the Cats needed to involve her a little bit more in the offense. Obviously, looking back at it now, and were unable to do that. She knocked down an early 3, 1-1 at the line, but just didn't get many chances other than that. And Riley Crupper finishes with 5 points tonight, and she had an early 3 as well. But Cambridge unable to really get to the line a lot tonight. They shot the ball pretty well. I've got them with just 6 free throw attempts as a team, and they were able to make 4 of those 6, and they hit 4 threes, and all of those came in the first half. But the pressure defense of the Zeps certainly played a part, and the Bobcats giving up the lead. And I think we probably belabored the point a little bit, but Cambridge's short bench tonight
really hurt them.
Certainly hurt them a little bit, staying fresh and trying to keep fresh legs in the game, and down the stretch, that fatigue, I think, might have got to him a little bit.
Well, I thought Coach Schott and her decision to stay in the pressure, I think that was very, very important. She kept that pace, that pressure on the very fatigued, I think, Cambridge Bobcats. Linscott did a great job. It was a great coaching duel. Linscott was doing a good job trying to keep his girls as fresh as he could, but just to no avail tonight. The Zeps are going to come out victorious. Let's look at some numbers real quick unofficially, but I have Shenandoah shooting 13 for 50, 26%, which isn't great.
You don't win very often when you do that.
And 8% from 3-point, 1 for 12, okay? Cambridge was 12 for 31. So you got to figure Shenandoah had 19 more attempts at the bucket than did Cambridge. Cambridge is going to shoot 39% from the floor, 4 for 8 from three-point land, which is going to be right at 50%. Rebounding, Shenandoah had 25, Cambridge had 22. Shenandoah had 16 offensive boards to Cambridge's 6. Okay, and here's the big story. As far as turnovers are concerned, Shenandoah had 14 turnovers, 5 in the second half. Cambridge had 24 turnovers, 14 in the second half, 8 in the fourth quarter. And to me, that shows
those extra
a lot.
possessions.
That caused some issues. When we look at the free throw percentages, Shenandoah was 9 for 12, 75%. Cambridge was 4 for 6, 67%. Scoring by quarters, Cambridge wins the first 2 quarters, 11-5 and 11-8, as my colleague stopped me from a big mistake. And in the third quarter, Shenandoah won 10-5, fourth quarter 10-7, and they're going to come out 36-34 victors. Shenandoah.
Yeah, the Zeps a much better second half, handling the ball, making decisions. Didn't shoot it very well tonight. Maybe give credit a little bit to Cambridge's defense a little bit. The game really was a half-court game, even though there was a lot of pressure towards the end, and it became more of a full-court game in the first half. Even through 3 periods, both teams tried to slow it down a little bit and work that half-court offense. But, the Cats only able to get 4 ladies in the scoring column tonight, and late they turned it over more than they shot it, and that was kind of the undoing. And whether that be from fatigue or just the hustle factor of the Zeps, they were all over the place.
Yeah, Shenandoah put a lot of pressure. You have to give them credit. A lot of pressure on Cambridge. And then you add in that fatigue, and that makes it tough. But they certainly they created 24 turnovers for Cambridge, and that's a lot of turnovers to win a basketball game. And then, of course, the rebounding effect. 16 offensive boards for Shenandoah. That's big too. That's a couple of possessions. It was a good basketball game.
It was.
Really was.
The Cats jumped out to a lead, but they could not hang on. The Zeps come from behind tonight. The 36-34 winners over the Lady Cats. Cambridge's record will fall to 6-9. The Zeps improve to 7-9, and we're probably not getting too far away from that time where you start thinking about the seedings for the tournament. That last year we got to that point and the tournament didn't happen. This year it does look like we'll probably have it, but it's going to obviously, as the whole season has been a little different situation. You don't know some nights from night to night which players you're going to have available from night to night, and hope that you can be at full strength.
Heck, you don't even know if you can have practice.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable, that's for sure.
AG, man, thanks again.
Boy, does he not do a great job?
He lives for.
Boy, he jumped all over my math
streaming sports here for AVC Sport. If you didn't check us out live tonight, and probably if you're listening to me, you did. But for all of you that maybe just jumped in your car and you can't hear us on the radio, see, I'm out of it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Trying to tell people out there that can't be listening, but anyway, it'll be up and people can go back, and we'll have probably about 1,200 hits on it by tomorrow. People wanting to replay the exciting comeback victory of the Lady Zep tonight, 36-34.
Boy, I enjoy doing games with you.
We got another one down. Don't we have another one coming up, you and I?
I hope.
On my schedule it says, and I have it circled and starred and highlighted, in February, you and I have, I think, a John Glenn game. John Glenn Sheridan?
That sounds good.
Could that be possible?
What does it have, recliner man and
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
No, I look forward to it, BK. You know that. That's awesome. You guys, hope Adam's there. These guys are doing a great job streaming these games, and it's a lot of fun. It's odd, but it's fun.
Hey, for Mark Withrow and Adam Green, I'm Bill Kafuri. Final score once again tonight. It was the Zeps in come from behind, exciting fashion, 36-34 win over the Lady Cats. Till next time, good night, everyone.
High school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Schaefer Insurance, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Park National Bank, Southeastern Med, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, Valentine Insurance, Papa John's Pizza of Cambridge, and Fresh Start Flooring. This has been a presentation of ABC Communications.